Ducks are found near both freshwater and seawater, and on every continent in the world except for Antarctica. Do all ducks fly? Most species of ducks have wings that are short, strong, and pointed to accommodate the bird's need for fast, continuous strokes, as many duck species migrate long distances in the winter months. But not all ducks fly. Domesticated ducks, particularly those that were born in captivity and raised by humans, usually don't fly because they don't have to. They have plenty of food and shelter where they are, and danger is at a minimum. But there are also a number of wild duck species, like the Falkland steamer duck, whose wings are so short that they are incapable of flight. Is it true that duck quacks don't echo? There is an urban legend floating around that the quack from a duck does not produce an echo. As intriguing as this notion is, it has sadly been disproven. Researchers at the Acoustics Research Centre at the UK's University of Salford debunked this myth in 2003 at the British Association's Festival of Science. Is it a drake or a hen? A male duck is called a drake. A female is referred to as a hen. And baby ducks are called ducklings. So how can you tell a drake from a hen? In almost all cases, male ducks have more colorful plumage, while the female's feathers tend to be drab and plain. This is because male ducks need to be able to attract a female, but the females, especially when protecting their babies and nest, need to be able to blend into their surroundings to hide from predators. How many ducks hatch in one season? For most duck species, the female lays anywhere from 5 to 12 eggs, and then tend to those eggs in her nest until they hatch after about 28 days. The number of eggs that a female lays is directly related to the amount of available daylight. The more daylight she has been exposed to, the more eggs she will lay. Remarkably, ducklings know when it's time to hatch by communicating with each other while still inside the egg. Toward the end of incubation, developing ducklings begin making a range of subtle sounds called piping. This ensures that the ducklings will hatch at approximately the same time, typically within a 12-hour period, and that none of them will get left behind. Young ducklings capture images of their mother and siblings, permanently solidifying these creatures as objects for the duck to follow. This process is very time-sensitive as the imprinting period only lasts about 2 days, and if a bond is not formed within this window, no bond ever will. In the absence of mother or siblings, ducklings will often imprint on other various moving objects such as humans, other animals, or even objects that on their own are inanimate such as ball. The only requirements for a duckling to imprint on an object seem to be that the object must display movement, as well as a distinctive visual contrast from its surroundings. Young ducklings can also imprint on sounds, such as their mother's call. Mother ducks have to work hard to keep their brood safe and together while her ducklings are growing. Baby ducks are frequently preyed upon by hawks, snakes, raccoons, turtles, and large fish. Male ducks generally stay with the other males, but they guard the territory by chasing away predators whenever possible. What do ducks eat? Ducks feed on a wide variety of foods: aquatic plants, small fish, insects, worms, grubs, mollusks, salamanders, and fish eggs. One species of duck, the merganser, mainly eats fish. What makes ducks such good swimmers? Many duck species are as at home on the water as they are on land and in the air. Ducks have two unique features that make them such good swimmers: webbed feet and waterproof feathers. A duck's webbed feet are specifically designed for swimming. They act as paddles, helping ducks swim fast and far. And because ducks don't have any nerves or blood vessels in their feet, they can easily tolerate cold water. Ducks also have waterproof feathers that help keep them dry and insulate them from cold water. Like many birds, ducks have a special gland called a preen gland near their tails that produces oil. Using their bills, ducks can distribute this oil while preening to coat their feathers and provide a layer of waterproofing that keeps them slick in the water. How long do ducks live? The lifespan of a duck depends upon a number of factors, such as what species of duck it is and whether it lives in the wild or is raised on a farm, as well as the number of eggs it lays. More eggs, shorter life. In the right conditions, a wild duck can live as long as 20 years. Domestic ducks typically live from 10 to 15 years in captivity. According to the book Guinness World Records, the oldest duck ever to have lived in the United Kingdom was a female mallard duck that lived to be 20 years, 3 months, and 16 days old before she died in August 2002. Do ducks have teeth? Like other species of birds, ducks do not have any actual teeth, but many species do have rows of thin bristles in their mouth that help them scoop and filter nutrient particles out of the water. These bristles aren't teeth, but they sure do look like them. Incidentally, this water filtering system is similar to the way in which whales feed in the ocean. Some duck species can dive up to 240 feet below the water, and others can fly as high as 21,000 feet in the air, although most migrate at heights of 200 to 4,000 feet. They can also fly long distances, and they use wind to help them reach speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. They are super social animals. Ducks are most comfortable when living with other ducks in their natural environment. When on the water, they congregate in groups called paddlings, which helps protect them from predators. In these groups, they are free to spend their days foraging for food and sleeping soundly, knowing their friends will warn them of any danger. Ducks have regional accents. Regional accents are just another example of ducks' ability to adapt to their environment. Middlesex University researcher Dr. Victoria de Ridge recorded the sounds of ducks in the heart of London and compared them with those of ducks living in the countryside. She found that the ducks in London had a louder, rougher quack because they had to shout above the noise of city life. The ducks in the country made longer and more relaxed sounds. Ducks have better vision than you do. The shape of ducks' eyes allows them to see things near and far simultaneously and in sharp focus. And since their eyes are located on either side of their head, they are able to see almost 340 degrees around. They can also move each eye independently and sleep with one eye open to watch for predators. In a group, ducks will trade off keeping an eye open to help protect the rest of the group from danger while they sleep. Duckbills are as sensitive as human fingertips and palms. Duckbills have touch receptors similar to those in human fingertips and palms, which helps them look for food in murky water. A broken bill can cause excruciating pain. They are meticulously clean animals. When you watch a duck for any length of time, you're sure to see them preening their feathers to keep them perfectly clean. They are capable of abstract thinking and have deep emotional lives. Ducklings can tell the difference between objects based on their color or shape, demonstrating abstract thought capabilities. They also show affection for their siblings, mothers, and paddling mates and, like all animals, are capable of feeling pain.